Good day, everyone. I will be discussing on the very intriguing story of Gehazi. Gehazi was to be trained up to be a great prophet, just like Elisha was trained up by Elijah to take on the mission when he was gone. So too was Gehazi. But when Gehazi missed the mark and fell and lost the call, it also affected his descendants. Let's examine what happened to Gehazi and what we can learn from his life. So, Gehazi came into the story as Elisha's servant. This was sometime when Elijah ascended and Elisha became the main prophet in Israel. The first mention of Gehazi in the biblical account was with the story of Elisha and the Shunammite woman. Gehazi's first assignment was as an apprentice, where he was tasked with raising the dead of the Shunammite woman's son. And his only task was to take the staff of Elijah and place it on the child. But even that didn't work. Gehazi couldn't do it. The child never raised from the dead. But this was almost like a first warning signs of what was to come with Gehazi. So 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 27 accounted a highlight where the distraught woman ran to the feet of Elisha to basically beg him to revive her son or resurrect her son. But when Gehazi saw the woman coming to Elijah, he pushed her away, and hence some type of animosity built up, because when he pushed her away, Elisha said, "No, do not push this woman away, and let's hear her request." And then Elisha continued to give Gehazi the task to revive his son. But you could see there was some animosity in the works, and this may have prevented Gehazi from doing the task to resurrect the son of the Shunammite woman. So 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 40 to 41 stated, "And Gehazi passed on before them, the Shunammite woman and the husband, and laid the staff upon the face of the child, but there was neither voice nor hearing. Wherefore he returned to meet him and told him, saying, The child is not awakened." Even Gehazi had all the power from the staff of Elisha, and nothing happened for the child. So if your heart is in it, or your heart is not in it, in fact, if your heart is not in it, nothing is going to happen. You need the faith, and you need your heart to be clear. You need to remove any animosity, anything that is hindering you, for you to be able to work in the power of God. So Elisha himself entered the room where the child lay dead and brought him back to life. And that is because Elisha's heart was different. Elisha was in the realm to see the woman's need and to perform with faith what God required him to do. One of Gehazi's greatest downfall actually came from the story, or the account of Naaman being healed from leprosy. So after Naaman's healing, he offered Elisha wealth, but he did not take it. So Elisha said, "No, I don't want your wealth. I don't want anything. I will not take it. Just go in the Jordan, dip 7 times, and you will be healed." However, Gehazi pursued that wealth. His main passion was the wealth. He pursued that wealth more than he was pursuing the healing of others or the well-being of others. He was pursuing the wealth. And what he did to get the wealth was astonishing. According to 2 Kings verse 22, you could see that he falsified and lied that Elisha had sent him to get the talents of silver and the garments, which was an utter lie. Elisha never proclaimed that. Gehazi's greed was so strong, he was willing to throw Elisha under the bus, basically just throw him under the bus to acquire the wealth he saw before him. He had to remember that God will provide in the right way. Because of Gehazi's act, and Elisha finding out what he had done, Elisha actually cursed him with leprosy as his retribution for what Gehazi had done. The fact that Gehazi had falsified a statement from him and lied to Nahum to receive wealth, he cursed Gehazi for that because Gehazi was out of alignment. Gehazi was not performing the will of God. The will of God was to let Naaman be and go ahead. Do not take from Naaman. And perhaps, I'm just saying perhaps, the clothes containing the leprosy and his greed blinded his wisdom. Note while Elisha never touched Naaman and remained clean. He just gave him a word, declare, go in the Jordan River, dip 7 times, and he was healed. So Elisha in wisdom did not touch that man with leprosy, but Gehazi did not realize that the clothes he took contained the leprosy, and because of that, he and his descendants were cursed with leprosy forever. So it's just serving as a remembrance for believers, for people who are coming to the Lord, that you have to remember these things about God. And you have to remember to do the things of God in good intentions. Do not hold on to any animosity in your heart. Do it with a willing and contrite heart and spirit. Do not lie and falsify against people, against anyone, especially a powerful man of God. And do not let wealth and money change your morals for God. Keep your morals intact. And I just want to tell everyone, remember, you cannot both serve God and money. Thank you for listening.